Have you been in a conversation with someone that you know, or maybe even a stranger, where you're like, oh my gosh, this is really not going well. I am so stressed out. And like a minute ago, I was fine. And I promised myself I'm not going to get angry at them, but here I am again. I know, I've been there before. Especially in today's environment, not to get stressful with so many people opinions in a conversation at your work, in your family, your friend circles. Don't get me started on that, right? But here's the good news. In this video, I tell you 10, maybe even 11 tips what you can do to calm yourself, like in that situation while you are there talking to them, so you will look cool, calm, and collected. Are you ready to dive in? The number one thing you always need to ask yourself in any conversation, really, is this important to me? Okay? Will that make a difference in 5 years? Will it make a difference in my personal life? Because let me tell you, I've seen a lot of conversations that end up very badly with people just getting in such an argument that they cannot even speak to each other for years or months or whatever. And a lot of those conversations about like nothing. And I know, don't get me wrong, there are conversations right now in today's world that are happening that really will impact our life very much, right? Like, oh, those are my goals and my values, and this is what I believe, and you know what I'm talking about? So it can get very difficult for you to say, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna be cool, calm, and collected, because this is really influencing your life. So this is where we need to jump to the number 2. But the first one, still, you need to ask yourself, is this matter to me? Is this really, really matter to me? Because somebody arguing with you about something that's, you don't even know them, you will never meet them, and just to be right in that situation, is it really serving you? You need to really ask yourself, would you rather be happy, keep your sanity that moment, or you rather be right? And many times, it's not even worth it to start a fight. Or maybe they want to fight. They start pushing all your buttons. They want to see you fuming, especially the people that you know and the family members who already put those buttons there. But just ask yourself, is it really worth it? Do I really want to have it? No. Then it will help you to collect yourself. Of course, that is if something that's not super, super complicated and painful for you. And that's why we're moving to this number 2. So the number 2 is, you need to remind yourself that if they are the ones who started this conversation, if they are the ones who are escalating this conversation, it's probably even not about you. Because as you know, a lot of times people have their own problems. They go into their own insecurities, their own fears. And they may be pushing all those buttons because they feel abandoned. Maybe they have this wounded childhood where they have a very strong fear of abandonment. And if you don't agree with them, they feel like you're going against them. And then they just fire back. But because you maybe have some things also insecure, or your childhood wounds, and everybody has their own wounds, okay? You may think, oh my gosh, this person is attacking me, so I'm just going to backfire. So try that moment. Before you even get into this very heated conversation, ask yourself, is this really about me? Is it? Because it's probably not about you. I know that's a lot to ask for a little bit of empathy in a situation like that, especially when you feel unsafe. But try. And next item on the list for you to help to calm yourself with that kind of conversation is to just stop talking. Just listen. Just listen, and you're listening also into what is that they actually trying to say. Just because somebody is arguing with you why you came back late or didn't call, it's probably not even about that. It's probably about them feeling insecure. Or you just listen what they have to say. A lot of times people just need to talk it out. They talk it out, and when they feel heard, they calm down. They're like, okay, All right, all right. Well, they're listening. And if you don't fight them, then that conversation can end shorter time than could be going on forever. There's a little bonus tip. I heard a very good tip from somebody who is dealing with a lot of those conversations and already has education in that and their own practice. And they said, just agree with the person. Just agree with them. If they say, well, you're an idiot, you're like, yeah, I know. Happens to me all the time. What are you going to say? You know, I tell you, personal story. I started doing this with my mother many years ago. When she will start telling me how ugly I look, how much I eat, and how fat I am, I will tell her, yeah, I am. You're right, I eat too much. And she has nothing else to say. So that conversation will end right there. This is such a great tip. I hope you can use this, especially for people who really would not matter in your life, or the issue, what they're talking about, is really not important. Remember, those are the points that I just tell you about. Well, and then we're moving to the more physical things, because you already went through the mental things, and you already thought why they upset, what is behind it, is this really matter to me, does this really matter at all? And now we're going to go into physical things. Breathe. Yeah. When you breathe slowly, first of all, of course, you get oxygen in your brain, but also your heartbeat slows down. So you're kind of telling your body, hey, we safe, we good, we fine. So we just want to breathe in and breathe out. Just while they're talking and you're giving them space, while you're thinking, is this really important to me? You just do deep breathing. Another tip, you can touch your fingers and just squeeze them. Just squeeze them. Why? Because it will take attention away from this and it will ground you. You know, what do you say? Grounding. Here's another tip. If you're standing or you're sitting, it doesn't matter what position you are in, start feeling your body while you're talking to them. And when you take that attention away, when you feel like you're okay, I'm standing, and then, even another little bonus tip, try to think about all of your 5 senses. What do I hear right now? What do I see? What do I smell? What do I taste? How do I feel? When you take that attention away from that heated conversation, you can get more in control of this, and you don't have to be all so stressed out. You're just like, okay, I'm in control. Here's the beautiful thing that happens. The moment that you start to getting in control of that conversation, or not in the control of conversation, but in control of your own reactions and your emotions, more you trust yourself. So the moment that you see that you're getting handle on that conversation, you will feel better. So you will get out of that in a shorter time. It works every time. Of course, it is a skill that you need to repeat to yourself over and over, but just acknowledging and even watching this video, next time you get in those stressful conversations about something and you use few tips, it will help you. So you'll remember those, and in the future, you will feel more confident about the things that you can talk about, with whom, how you can act, and overall, that will increase your trust in yourself and with stress management overall. Now, so you're breathing, you're grounded. What else? Tell yourself, I'm safe. I can calm myself. I don't have to fix them. It's not my job. That's their emotions, not mine. And you probably can think, well, if I'm dealing with a family member and they're very upset and oh my God, this is my responsibility. Unless it's a child, your child, then maybe you're responsible to calm that child down. But in any other adult conversations, the only child that you need to calm down is your own inner child. Yes. So you need to calm yourself and say, I'm safe, I'm okay, I'm not leaving, everything's okay. Especially if you have your own childhood wounds, and that conversation may trigger your own fear of abandonment, your fears and insecurities. So the first person that you need to address is yourself in that situation. And you need to talk to your inner child to calm them down. Well, what else? Your posture. If you put your shoulders back, you stand straight, or even if you sit, like right now I'm sitting, but I'm sitting very straight. And if you put your hands on your waist, and remember, you probably there's so many videos and talk about the posture and the superhero posture when you like stand like this. You're probably thinking, oh, that's not gonna go well with my boss if I'm gonna stand like this in the middle of a conversation. Yes, but how about if you were just imagine standing in your superhero pose? And physically, you just can stand straight and put your shoulders back. So you're not bending and then making yourself feel uncomfortable. And then you signaling, your body signaling that, oh, you're afraid. So there's a lot of people who, when they pick on that signal that, oh, I'm attacking them and they caving in, I have so much power over them, I can control them, and they get even more. So if you stand in that power position, then they already kind of get the message that they need to back off and they need to let you go. So what else? Stop speaking to them in a lower voice and slower. And when you talk like that, like a late night radio show host, it puts them at ease and also shows that you have a control. You know, I learned this one, works every time. I was watching masterclass series, and of course I'm not affiliate or anything, I just like watching cool stuff. And there was this I forgot his name, okay, but I know that he's a like very good negotiator, and he had the whole class about how to negotiate. And that's what he said he uses when he talks with those in the very complicated situations, because when you slow down and you put your voice down, your brain is also relaxes, your brain reacts, but also who's listening to you too, because it's like, oh no, we're fine. It's kind of like when I told you breathe in and out just deeply and just slower, how the breath works on your body to slow down your heartbeat. When you talk slower and lower voice, it helps your brain to relax the same. Great. You should try it. Well, and then you're probably thinking, well, okay, looks a lot. What else? There are sometimes that some conversations that you maybe even will be getting into, and you already know you will have that conversation. So prepare yourself mentally, of course. But what works also for me when I used to meet people who I know they will trigger me a lot, that was years ago, I will put myself in this imaginary bubble. So I think like there's a bubble, and I just walk around with this thing, and everything just bounces off of me. Or I imagine that bubble made of mirror. So that person who is really attacking me, they see themselves in the reflection, and everything just bounces off of it. Just knowing that I have some sort of protection, it already made me feel better. And I came out more confident, and that helped me in those conversations. So try out. Of course, now I don't even know what tip is this. Try talking to them and say, how about we agree to disagree? And if they're still going like, what? I cannot believe it. There's no way. There is no middle ground. There's no nothing. There is no you and me can be right from different perspectives, which we are. But some people, they just not be able to do that. And then what? Then we go to the last step. You just say, how about we revisit this issue later? If it is an issue, okay? If it's not an issue, meaning the first tip that I gave you is probably not even important. It's not about you. All of those things, this means this does not even need to be visited again. But of course, if it's a conversation about some serious issue about relationship, finances with the people that you love, or with your boss, about your workload, or whatever it is, it is really going to make an impact. And then you see that you went through all of those tips that I just gave you and nothing really worked, then it's time to take a break. You can say, you know what, how about we'll talk about this later today, or maybe tomorrow, and maybe how about we'll think about the solutions, to this problem? What is it we want to come out of this? And maybe we can talk about our point of view about this, but later. And then it's your choice. Do you want to talk to them later? Or you shouldn't talk to them at all. But that will serve you like an exit from that very difficult conversation. So, do any of those tips resonate with you? Are there any things that you do that helps you in a stressful situation? I would love to hear it in the comments below. And if you're a little confused and like thinking, I don't even know, oh my God, look, I'm here for you. And if you would like to schedule a one-on-one coaching session with me, go to my website, beamazingyou.com, and book that session.